crime branch team has arrived to question Shaheen's ex-husband, who is alleged to be the mastermind of the Delhi blast. We talk about Shaheen here, and now there's a crime branch team at her ex-husband's home. This is at Kanpur that we're being told. A crime branch team has arrived at KPM Hospital in Kanpur to question Zafar Hayat, the ex-husband of Dr. Shaheen. Ranveer is with me. Ranveer, tell us more about the ex-husband of Shaheen and tell us more about when they separated. What details can you share with me at this point? We do know that the crime branch team is there for further interrogation.
Dr. Zafar Hayat, he is an eye specialist and posted in Kanpur. He was married with Dr. Shaheen when Dr. Shaheen was also posted in Kanpur in Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi Medical College. But in 2013, both decided to separate because as for Zafar Hayat, she was always emphasizing on shifting to Europe or Australia. But Dr. Zafar Hayat, he was not interested in moving abroad. So there was some family dispute and then they decided to separate. And Dr. Zafar Hayat told that he was never in contact with Dr. Shaheen, and he said that he can't believe that what she did. So he is posted in KPM Hospital in Kanpur as an eye specialist, and today while talking to media he told that Dr. Shaheen was very liberal. She was not very orthodox, or she was not very much involved into religious practices. But now Dr. Shaheen, she was involved in this case. Her car recovered from Faridabad, and explosives were inside the car. So Dr. Shaheen is under a scanner. She is being interrogated over the arrestings of the white-collar terrorism. So if we talk about Dr. Zafar Hayat, he clearly said that he and Dr. Shaheen has 2 kids, and both the kids are with Dr. Zafar Hayat because Dr. Shaheen was not ready to keep the kids with her. So I am standing just outside the house of Dr. Shaheen, and few minutes back I spoke to Dr. Shaheen's brother Shoaib, and he told that Dr. Shaheen was very studious, very laborious, and she cracked UPSC to get positioned in Kanpur in Dr. Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi Medical College. But what had happened in last few years, no one is able to say, because the family was not in contact with Dr. Shaheen since last 4 years. And if we talk about Dr. Parvez, who is brother of Dr. Shaheen, the family said that they are also not in contact with Dr. Parvez since last 3 years. So this is the condition, that Dr. Shaheen and Dr. Parvez both was not in contact with their family members, and now both are under scanner and being interrogated over the
Ranveer, do stay with me. We have more breaking news coming in, which is on Dr. Shaheen's former husband. He's spoken out, and the husband has said that they divorced in 2012, and he has said that there has been no contact with Shaheen or the in-laws ever since. There's been no relationship between him, his wife, or him or the in-laws for the last 13 years. Listen in.
नहीं कहना चाहती, मेरा कोई रिश्ता नहीं, मुझसे कोई यहाँ पे दिल नहीं हुआ नहीं है।
तलाक का होता आपका शब्द?
तलाक 2012 में हुआ था। 13 साल हो गए। 13 साल के 2
कितने बच्चे आपके साथ?
2 बच्चे।
2 बच्चे। दोनों बच्चे समय कहाँ सर?
नहीं हमारे।
सर जब तलाक हो गया उसके बाद कभी कोई बातचीत या कभी कुछ ऐसा संपर्क, कभी कोई कांटेक्ट नहीं हुआ उनसे? क्या वो धन भीरू को ज्यादा थी सर? धार्मिक प्रवृत्ति की ज्यादा थी क्या सर? अच्छा, आपकी शादी कैसे हुई सर? अरेंज मैरिज। डॉक्टर आप भी, डॉक्टर वो भी, तो डॉक्टर बनने के बाद अरेंज मैरिज हुई तो पहले?
वो तो शादी का।
अच्छा, जब से तलाक हो गया उसके बाद आपके ससुराल वाले से कोई आपका संबंध, कभी कोई बातचीत? अच्छा सर, आपने आपको पता नहीं गया आपका क्या आपको पता लग गया कि एक्स पत्नी के आतंकी या बीजू शामिल है? दुश्मन ने क्या ऐसा मान जाया? नॉर्मल
क्यों आएगा? 12-13 साल के बाद क्या रिलेशन है पाकिस्तान का किसी से? अगर वो टची में नहीं है, वो जानता भी नहीं उसके बारे में कुछ, आएगा इसलिए।
All right, so there you hear it from the ex-husband of Shaheen. He says for the last 13 years, there has been no contact with Shaheen or with the in-laws. The children are with him. But now I want to go back to that CCTV footage of the bomb blast triggered by a slow-moving car near Red Fort in the capital that surfaced just some time back as the National Investigation Agency began its probe into the terror attack that has claimed 9 lives so far. It's a 15-second clip of the incident captured on CCTV. It shows a congested area near the Red Fort metro station with dozens of vehicles moving at a slow pace. We're going to try and get you that full frame video of it as well to show you the massive impact that it had. A huge ball of fire is then seen as the I-20 car, which is under the scanner, rips through the area. The blast occurred hours after 8 people, including 3 doctors, were arrested and 2,900 kgs of explosives seized with the uncovering of a white-collar terror module involving the Jaish-e-Mohammed and Ansar Ghazwat-ul-Hind and spanning Kashmir, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Let me now introduce you to our reporters who have been bringing us all the angles, all the perspectives on this story, the aftermath, the impact, the implications. Aditya Rajkol joining me live. He's at the blast site. Akhil also joining me live from there. I also have Anushka, who has been following all the developments at that controversial university where most of these doctors or terrorists were working. Now I'm going to go to Aditya first. Aditya, a lot of developments have taken place in the last couple of hours. Just take us through the latest in terms of investigations.
Well, the investigation continues at multiple levels right now, Vedika. I'm standing at the Red Fort where this blast had taken place day before yesterday. What we are learning right now is that the NIA has taken over the entire investigation as of yesterday evening. There are multiple angles that it is looking at. One is the forensic angle to actually ascertain what kind of chemical was used in this entire blast that took place outside Red Fort. Apart from that, they're also looking at the Jaish module, whether this was a larger terror conspiracy, whether there were 20 other locations that could have been targeted, because 20 timers have been found and a large quantity of ammonium nitrate and other explosive devices have been recovered as well. Apart from the NIA, which is looking at it, Delhi Police Special Cell and the Intelligence Bureau are also abreast with the latest on this entire investigation. But very critical investigation is also taking place in Jammu and Kashmir. Today, the Jammu and Kashmir Police has officially handed over the Delhi blast case of this new Jaish doctor module to the SIA, which is the State Investigative Agency, which runs parallel to the NIA in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, SIA is in the overall leadership of the CID in Jammu and Kashmir. They are interrogating the 3 suspects who were picked up yesterday from Pulwama and Anantnag. This is Amir, Tariq and Umar. They were related to Dr. Umar, who was traveling in that car that exploded, in which at least 9 people were killed and 20 others were injured. So as of now, the investigation is being carried forward. Shaheen's link is also critical, because it is being said that Shaheen could have been heading the Jaish-e-Mohammed module female wing here in India, and she was looking to recruit many more members. Shaheen was very close to Muzammil. She was his girlfriend as well, and it was in Shaheen's car that AK-47 was also recovered. So as of now, there are multiple raids that could possibly happen in the coming hours and days. That's what we are learning. And we have also accessed the first video, the first CCTV of the blast that clearly indicates that particular moment, momentarily, when the blast took place, and there's a huge fireball that comes off. After that, the entire CCTV shuts down as well, because the CCTV gets destroyed as well. Where I'm standing right now, just to give you a glimpse of where I am, this is the location. Outside, the area has been completely barricaded and sanitized. On this particular particular stretch, usually there are thousands and thousands of people on each and every day. But outside the Red Fort, there is complete silence today. There are no tourists, there are no shopkeepers, there is no business activity that is taking place. That area a little far away, roughly 200 to 300 meters from here, is the location where the blast took place. There is heavy deployment of police, paramilitary. Even as the investigations continue, what is paramount is also this particular location which has been sanitized to look into the basic elements such as the explosive elements and also what kind of devices could have been used in this entire exercise. So we're keeping you ahead on the investigation even as the NIA right behind me investigates the blast scene and also the Jaish module that has been exposed and decimated this time.
Aditya, Akil, do stay with me. I'm going to come back to you. There is some breaking news coming in. The Haryana police has reached the Al Falah University is what we're being told. I have Anushka with me. Anushka, take us through the latest. We've seen a lot of teams at Al Falah University over the last few days. Now the Haryana police there, they were also part of the searches along with the Jammu and Kashmir police when it came to the Faridabad hideout and the Faridabad explosives recovery. Tell us what's going on behind you.
That's right, Vedika. I am at the Al Falah University, which is at the epicenter of this whole incident. Right now, Haryana police officials have reached this location, this spot where Muzammil Shakil was in fact staying for the past 3.5 years. We'll take you to the visuals also. This is the place where from yesterday and also if we talk about the past 3-4 days, a lot of security movement can be seen. A lot of police officials have in fact reached this place to investigate this matter further. Because remember, Shaheen was a senior doctor here who was teaching the students, and also Muzammil Shakil is said to be a doctor who was qualified in emergency medicines and was in majorly staying in the night shift. This is the place where the car of Shaheen was detained by the Haryana police officials. Inside her car were all those ammunitions and arms that was recovered. Also, a few kilometers from here where I am standing is the rented accommodation of Muzammil Shakil, where he was staying and was in fact also amassing the massive amount of explosive that was recovered from that particular location. In order to give a sense to the viewers about what this location looks like, I'll ask my camera person, Kamal Khan, to in fact show you the visuals of what this place looks like. From miles and miles you could see agricultural land. This is a very secluded area where this Al Falah University is situated. We'll also like to try to show you the visuals of the CCTV camera here that is in fact installed by the Al Falah University itself. So it was going to be crucial how the CCTV is going to be scanned by the Haryana police, and now that we are seeing that the NIA has in fact taken over the case, this largely remains to be seen as to what their motive was and what all other locations were in the target. We do know by now that they were trying to orchestrate a blast around Republic Day 2026, but yes, we are seeing that this has been this whole gang has been busted. We did see the blast that took lives of 9 people, and now we are learning that more than 20 people are in fact injured in the blast that happened on that fateful day. Over to you.
Anushka, tell us more about the conversations that are happening at Al Falah University. It's under the scanner. We've had so many doctors arrested from there. The links to the university, alleged links to the university. You must have spoken to people there. What are they saying to you?
Well, certainly, Vedika, we did try to talk to a lot of students who were studying here. We did see a lot of people here who were in fact at a very close, linkage to, in the close, linkage to this, university. Now we have in our hands the official statement from Al Falah University, wherein Bhupendra Kaul, who is the Vice Chancellor of Al Falah University at Dhauj, Faridabad, Haryana, has in fact made a public statement. He has said that the university has been conducting various academic and professional courses and has been training undergraduate MBBS students since 2019. The doctors are trained and graduated from institutions and are presently serving in reputed hospitals, institutions. They are deeply saddened and anguished by the unfortunate developments that took place and condemned the same. They have also learned that 2 of the doctors have been detained by the investigating agency. They have wished to make it clear that the university has no connection, what the said person, apart from them being working in their official capacities agencies with the university has also noted that with deep concern that certain online platforms were in fact running baseless information. But yes, we are showing you that this is the official statement from the Al Falah University that has been given here, and we are showing to the viewers what the Al Falah University has said. They have said that they had no idea about what this was going on. They have accepted that two of the teachers have been detained, two of the professors have been detained by the investigating agencies, and they are in fact also clarifying that no such chemical material is as is being alleged by certain platforms, is being used, also stored and handled within the university premises. They have categorically denied the fact that they had any connection with the teachers, that the professors that were studying, that were in fact teaching here, and they have also said that inside the university none of the explosives were in fact being made. There were initial information surfacing that the university has also closed links. We like to let the viewers know that 40% of the people, 40% of the students here who are living here are Kashmiris, and now we have seen that two of the people who have been detained are being said, and the two of the suspects that are right now being detained and investigated by the investigating agencies are said to have a Jaish-e-Mohammed links, and they have also said that they were in fact closely associated with the banned terror outfit, and we have seen that this is the first official statement that has been issued by the Al Falah University. Over to you.
Right, now let's listen into what Shaheen's father had to say, and we've also got more reactions from the family. Remember, she was at Al Falah University before she was arrested. She's said to be the person who was financing or helped gather the capital to finance this entire operation. Listen in.
हमें तो किसी से नहीं पता, आप ही लोग से पहली बार पता लग रहा है
जी। डॉक्टर शाहीन फरीदाबाद में कब से रह रही थी, कुछ आइडिया आपको? डेढ़ साल हो गए करीब। किसी डॉक्टर मुजम्मिल का आपने नाम?
नहीं, हमने कभी ना उनके मुंह से सुना है, ना हम मुजम्मिल को जानते हैं।
नहीं जानते।
ठीक, हमें तो किसी से नहीं पता, आप ही लोग से पहली बार पता लग रहा है जी।
बहुत सही थी, पढ़ने लिखने में बहुत सही।
आखिरी बार कब बात हुई थी शाहीन से आपकी?
आखिरी बार हमारी बात हुई, हमारी करीब 4 साल ताल्लुक नहीं है कोई।
तो आपको यकीन नहीं है कि आपकी बहन, आपके भाई आतंकी गतिविधियों में संलिप्त रहे होंगे?
बिल्कुल, बहन से जो बात जो मतलब वही बता रहा हूँ ना जी। 4 साल से जो मतलब संपर्क में था जी, उसके बाद 4 साल के बाद जो संपर्क में नहीं है जी।
Before we move ahead, let's take you through the biggest revelations in the Delhi blast case so far. Key suspect Muzammil has told the investigators that he and Umar had recce'd the Red Fort before the explosion in the area that left 9 people dead. According to sources, Muzammil has been questioned and confronted with information recovered from his phone's data dump. During questioning, Muzammil said there was an attack planned for January 26 Republic Day next year, and the area around the Red Fort was recce'd as part of it. This is very important to note. Muzammil, the sources said, has also told the police that they had a plan to attack a crowded place this Diwali, but it could not be carried out. Investigations into the Jaish module linked to the Delhi blast revealed that suspects Umar and Amir had procured 2 more cars from Delhi. And this is what NDTV has learned. The cars could have been used for a terror conspiracy. Those 2 cars, viewers, have not been found yet, but the investigation teams are at it. Akhil joins me live from the Red Fort at this point. Akhil, coming to you now. I've just read out and told our viewers so much about the latest in the investigations. The surprising part, the worrying part is how this area was recce'd by the 2 of them. There was a terror attack being planned, according to sources, for Diwali and then for Republic Day 2026. What are the details you can share with us at this point?
Well, Vedika, if you see, this is a multi-pronged approach going on by the NIA Central Agency team. And if you see earlier what we have seen, that the Jammu and Kashmir police team initially arrested 5 persons from Jammu and Kashmir, which include Arif, Yasir, Maqsood, Irfan and Zamir. And then after that, what we have gathered the information that then they got the information that from Amir and Yasir that there's a larger plan, larger JASH module which has been running, and there is one more person who has been identified as Dr. Adil Rathar. Adil, then one team of Jammu and Kashmir police was dispatched to UP's Saharanpur district. And if you see, Adil Rathar was arrested back then in the month of October from Saharanpur district, and then he was taken on transit remand. And during the questioning with the Jammu and Kashmir police team, Adil Rathar revealed that there is a larger module which is at place right now, in which what we have seen that later on the Jammu and Kashmir police got in touch with the Faridabad police team, and here comes the Haryana police come into the picture. And then after that, what we have seen that on November 10, Haryana police, the Faridabad police team basically has arrested two persons. First one, Dr. Muzammil, and second one, Dr. Shaheen. So at this point in time, initially what has happened that those arrested individuals, if you see, there are 15 persons who have been formally arrested by the security agencies, and 3 persons are still detained. And those 3 persons who are still detained have been identified as Tariq, Amir, and Umar. So these persons are being questioned by the Central Investigative Agency, which is the NIA. So NIA is basically going to connect the dots because initially the investigation was conducted by the state agency. So based on those inputs, they are going to basically connect the dots regarding that what those 4 lab technicians from Al Falah who have been basically held by the cops. So they are going to question them as well. So what were their specific roles given or assigned by Dr. Umar or Dr. Sajjad or Dr. Parvez? So these are the specific details that will come out during the NIA investigation.
Do stay with me. I will keep coming back to you and Aditya as well as Anushka on this developing story, but I believe there is more breaking news coming in at this point. More on the probe. According to sources, the investigation teams probing the blast have now turned their focus towards car dealers involved in the purchase and sale of vehicles over the last 6 months or more. Agencies suspect that the terror module may have been using the sale and purchase of old cars for this purpose. Multiple teams are now in contact with people dealing in used cars, and a large amount of data is being collected. The Delhi police has reached out to several dealers across the city. Special focus is being given to identifying how many of these buyers are from Jammu or Kashmir. Anushka is with us on this breaking story. Anushka, another key development there, and just if you were listening to the conversation I was having with Akhil at that point, it was to do with how 2 more cars were purchased by Umar and his partner, and there is a hunt on for those 2 cars. On the back of that, this news now coming in. Anushka.
That's right, Vedika. We're also showing you the visuals here at the Al Falah University. First, at the special cell team has in fact reached along with Haryana police that are currently inside the campus and are doing a thorough probe about this whole incident. Not just this, but we are seeing that there is a continuous movement of both Haryana police and the special cell at this time at the Al Falah University. Now, this has been going on from the past 4 days. Several of the team members are in fact right here and are investigating. We did see that yesterday 52 faculties were questioned and 6 of them were detained by the police, and now we are seeing that this whole information is coming in where the university has in fact also given out a statement and have said that they have absolutely no idea that 2 of their faculties were involved in such activities. We are also getting to know that now after this probe. Firstly, I like my camera person to show you the visuals also of the continuous movement that has been happening here. Also now, according to sources that we are getting to know, the investigating teams are probing the blast that have now turned their focus towards car dealers who are involved in purchase and sale of vehicles over the last 6 months and more. We did see that this car was purchased by a Royal Car Center in Faridabad sector 36. Agencies are suspecting that the terror module may have been using the sale and purchase of old vehicles for this very purpose. Multiple teams are now in contact with people dealing in used car, and a large amount of data is being collected. Remember the visuals that NDTV had accessed about outside the PUC center, where it can be seen that Umar and also his other accomplice was seen in that visual, where Umar was in fact holding that bag and was in fact going outside. And we'll also show you more visuals of even more security teams reaching. This is the Haryana police that has reached the location location once again. Now we are seeing that this is the fourth time that the Haryana team vehicles have reached this spot. As we are speaking, multiple teams are right now inside the Al Falah University for the investigation. Also, the university, as per the statement that has been issued by the university, have said that no such chemical or material as is being is found inside the university, and they had absolutely no idea that two of the teachers that were inside the university were in act. But as we are speaking, we do know that NIA has taken over the investigation.
A special cell and Haryana police is being made here at the Al Falah University, which seems to be at the epicenter of this very case. We are showing the visuals of a car that is from Delhi police. All of them have reached here, and as we are speaking, the investigation is going on in full swing at the Al Falah University, where several of the students and several of the teachers are being questioned. NDTV tried to talk to few of the students who are studying here. They have said that Umar was in the night shift and was in fact studying medical emergency, and was in fact also treating some of the villagers here nearby who had said that they had gotten their children treated by Muzammil Shakil while he was staying here. He has been staying here from the past 3.5 years, and this is what the update looks like from the Al Falah University. Over to you, Vedika.
I'm going to stay with you right now because the action and the focus is at Al Falah University. You have the Delhi Police's special cell team at Al Falah University. We even started the show with a piece of news coming in, for which we went back to Anushka, who told us about the Haryana police also being there. Anushka, there seems to be a lot of investigation that is being done at Al Falah University. Like you said, 2 doctors arrested from there. They were part of the system for long. Tell us more about those 2 doctors. How long were they working there? What other details have you pieced together ever since the interrogations and the investigations are now focusing on Al Falah?
Well, Vedika, 3 of the suspects that have been detained by the investigating agencies are Umar, Shaheen and Muzammil. All 3 belong to the Al Falah University. They were senior faculty, senior doctors here. As far as we know, Umar was also in fact teaching at the GMC Anantnag, where he was fired. He came out to be a very bad hire for those people because a person had died. Now in Al Falah University, they have been teaching from the past 3.5 years. Muzammil is from Pulwama, Umar is from Pulwama, and what we are getting to know is that Shaheen is from Lucknow. The university did no background checks, and we are also getting to know the rented accommodation where Muzammil was in fact living. He had taken that apartment on rent on 13th of September and had given 2,400 rupees as advance money, and had said that he had use of that room till 13th of November, and he had in fact also said that 2 or 3 of his Kashmiri friends will be visiting that place and will be taking the stuff that when he booked the rented accommodation, he had left that all those stuff there. And after that, the landlord, who's Haji Madrasi, has in fact said that he had no idea what those stuffs were. He just said that Muzammil came, gave the advance money, and said that 3 of his friends from Kashmir will come there and collect those stuffs. As we are speaking, we are seeing that the Dhauj police station has in fact given 800 police officials to comb and secure this whole area, because we did see that 2,900 kilograms of explosives were found at the residence, the rented accommodation of Muzammil Shakil. We are showing the visuals constantly. We are showing you the visuals of Al Falah University. This is the university where all those 3 suspects were working as senior doctors, were treating patients, the local villagers who were staying here. And not just that, they were also planning to hatch this particular attack, the blast that took place. Now, this was a very panicked response from Umar, because all his accomplices were arrested and, Yes, Vedika.
Anushka, I'm going to come back to you now to understand from you. I believe there's a statement that has been issued by the university. Take us through what they've said.
That's right, Vedika. Right now in my hand, I am holding the statement that has been issued by the Al Falah University, where they have accepted that they have learned that 2 of their doctors have been detained by the agency. They have also wished to make it clear that the university had no connection with the said persons apart from them being working in their official capacity with the university. Now, I'd like to, I'd like to add on to it and say that both these teachers, all of these teachers were in fact being a part of this university from the past 3.5
years. The university has also noted that with deep concern that certain, online platforms are in fact also saying that there is an involvement. But yes, there is speculation, as we are seeing, that there is a constant, visit of these investigating agencies at this particular spot at the Al Falah University. We have seen that this is the very first statement that has been issued by the university, wherein they have accepted that 2 of their teachers, 2 of their faculty members have been detained. That is, Muzammil Shakil and Shaheen. At present, we do not know the whereabouts of, Umar Mohammed, because either he was inside the car when the blast happened or he left the car there and then the blast happened. This is a subject of investigation. But yes, we will be continuously showing you the visuals there. We have seen that batches of security teams, batches of investigating agencies, the Haryana police, also the special cell have reached here and are doing continuous investigation inside this whole campus. This is a very big campus that is in fact spread in acres, and we do know that in the whole 3.5 years of stay here, they might have used the university premises in some capacity to hatch their plans as, for the attack that they were planning. We did see that they had recce'd several of the areas, several of the key locations in Delhi, including Mayur Vihar, Connaught Palace, and also Sunehri Masjid. All these 3 locations are quite crowded and quite congested, as we saw, and as we have in fact also accessed the CCTV footage of the blast that took place that fateful day, and we saw how congested that area was. It was around 6 p.m. A very thought out, very planned timing where majority of the footfall happens at Chandni Chowk, and we saw that the blast took place. And we're also showing you the first statement of Al Falah University, of the university dean, that has in fact accepted that 2 of those teachers have been detained, and they have also accepted that they had no connection and had no idea as to what was happening inside the campus during their stay. Over to you.
Anushka, stay with me. Quick update for our viewers who are just tuning in. Teams from the NIA, Haryana STF, Delhi Special Cell and UP STF are present inside that campus. You have Anushka standing right outside, bringing you all the visuals of all those teams going in. The other update, and a big one coming in from Al Falah University, is the statement issued by the university. I'm going to take you through some of those key lines that we're also breaking here on the network. Al Falah University has broken their silence, and they have said that their anguish, and this is the VC of the university who has in a statement said, anguished by the Delhi blast, no connection with the accused, not shielding the accused, no chemicals stored on the premises of Al Falah University, and defamatory information is being circulated. Remember, this university is at the center of this terror storm. Those are the details that Anushka is bringing to you. Anushka, have you managed to speak to any of the staff at Al Falah University who perhaps had spoken with these arrested doctors in the past? What did they say to you? If you have spoken to them, what are the conversations like inside that university, which is under the radar of multiple security agencies at this point?
That's right, Vedika. Right now, Al Falah University is at the center of all the investigation, in fact, that has happened. We're constantly showing you the visuals of the movement here, of the UP ATS team, of the Haryana police, of the special cell that are currently inside the university premises. A lot of movement can be seen here. Also, we did manage to speak to a lot of students off camera, where they have said that Muzammil Shakil used to be in the night shift and he was a doctor who was specialized. And we are showing you the visuals of all the team coming outside of the university after completing the investigation. Right now, they are not speaking about this matter because right now this matter is
investigation at the Al Falah University. Now we are showing the visuals of several police also who have been in fact leaving from this particular area. We are also showing the visuals of Haryana police, the UP ATS that was a part of this whole investigation, and also how right now this university seems to be under the scanner from different other investigating agencies. We have seen the statement that has been made by the university.
I've seen the statement that has been made by the university. They have said that they had no idea of the both faculties that were in fact here. But yes, we did manage to speak to a lot of people off camera, the students who have said
that Muzammil Shakil used to be in the night shift and he was a specialist in emergency medicine. Also, Shaheen was faculty there who was there to teach people. Shaheen was said to have not a very good temperament towards the students who were studying here. She was constantly angry and constantly late at her class, and she used to be absent also a lot of time. That it is what the students have in fact told us off camera. Also, several revelations have been made regarding their activities. There are a certain places located just 300 to 500 meters, from this particular university where Muzammil Shakil used to frequent. The rented accommodation that he had taken on 13th of September, the rented car shop, that is the Royal Cars shop from where they bought the cars second-handed, and also the PUC center from where we have accessed the visual. It can be seen that Tariq and also Umar was going with a bag that they had over their shoulder, and after that we saw how the car was parked at different places, and when the car finally entered Delhi through Badarpur border, they managed to in fact go to several key areas in Delhi NCR, including Mayur Vihar, including Central Connaught Palace, and also Suneri Masjid, that is the city center of Delhi. And now we are showing you the visuals from Al Falah University, which remains the epicenter of this case. Remember the day the blast happened. In the morning, the police officials had, uncovered massive explosion haul from this particular place, the rented accommodation of Muzammil Shakil, where 2,900 kilograms of explosives were found. Not just explosives, 20 timers, contrabands, and different stuffs to connect to this blast had in fact also been recovered from there. And in panic, we saw Umar, after seeing that his accomplices were arrested, he planned this attack. He prematurely collected all those explosives and very high, explosive materials, very modified explosive materials. And after that, he hatched the plan to, orchestrate this attack that happened at the Chandni Chowk. Over to you.
Anushka, take a breath. I'm going to come back to you in a moment from now. I also have Aditya Raj call with me. Aditya, the focus also on this Al Falah University. We've seen multiple security agencies enter, exit through the morning, all of yesterday. Hectic activities going on there. This has now become the center of the probe for obvious reasons.
Well, that's right, Vedika. Two of the epicenters of this new JESH module of the doctors is the Al Falah University and also the rented accommodation that was taken in the Dodge village of Faridabad in Haryana. So this becomes the focal point of the investigation, both for the Haryana police, the J&K police, and apart from that, the NIA that has just taken over the investigation yesterday. In the coming hours and days, we could see the NIA also visiting the Al Falah University because this is directly linked to the Delhi bomb blast. Now, we've had a statement from the Al Falah University condemning, the blast and also expressing solidarity and condolences with the victims. But that's not enough. The agencies and the police will go through what kind of activities were happening there since the last few years. We know that since 2019, they had the medical courses in implementation, and the majority of the students and the doctors inside this particular university and medical center were from the Kashmir Valley. So what kind of connection was there? Were there other people that were recruited as well? Yesterday, J&K police and Haryana police had picked up 3 junior doctors from there. They were interrogated threadbare. They did confess that they were in touch with Muzammil and others, but they were not aware of any kind of terror conspiracy or ammunition that was stored by Muzammil and others in this particular university, and also the rented accommodation not very far away in Faridabad, Haryana. So this particular Al Falah University becomes very, very critical because both Muzammil and Shaheen were part of this particular university. They were using this particular area for storing some of the ammunition and weapons, and also perhaps trying to recruit and indoctrinate other doctors into this entire web of the Jaish-e-Mohammed doctors module. So it's a big development coming at this hour, even as we report continuously, relentlessly on the latest on the investigations regarding the Red Fort blast and also the larger conspiracy of this Jaish-e-Mohammed doctors module. We do know that Muzammil during interrogation has confessed that there was recce of several locations that was done in Delhi NCR. There were 20 timers that were recovered. That did indicate that in the coming days, weeks and months, there was a conspiracy to hit Delhi. In the past, Vedika, you would remember that in 2005 and 2008, we've seen serial blasts happening in Delhi where there were casualties, a lot of fear psychosis also. But in the last 14 years, we haven't seen any kind of a major terror attack or bomb blast taking place in Delhi. So it's for the first time in 14 years, such a large terror conspiracy has been unearthed, and the bomb blast has taken place in the heart of the national capital. While many in the intelligence intelligence apparatus say that this was not a planned bomb blast. It was a panic attack in many ways. Even before the intended target, the blast took place because the person, Dr. Umar, who was part of that vehicle that exploded, did not know what to do. So perhaps he was trying to transport that ammunition, which was in the back seat of that particular vehicle, but it exploded once the car was driving through that particular red light very slowly outside the Red Fort at Subhash Chowk, right behind me, where the NIA sleuths are currently investigating the chemicals that were used. Apart from ammonium nitrate, a lethal cocktail of chemicals that was used for this explosion that resulted in 9 casualties and 20 other people being injured. So it's a national kind of an investigation that the NIA has launched. There could be a possibility that there are other radicals that are involved. Initially, there were reports that some radicals from Odisha, Tamil Nadu and other places are involved. As of now, multiple pronged approach of the investigation from the NIA, J&K Police and Haryana Police and the Delhi Police continues.
Aditya, I want to recap what you're saying before we go to the next breaking, which is that a major revelation has been made in the investigation, which is that the Red Fort, India Gate, the Constitution Club, the Gauri Shankar Temple, major railway stations and shopping malls were on the terror radar of these terrorists, and this conspiracy was underway from January 2025, and the terror module had been something similar to 26/11 Mumbai attacks is what they were planning for several months. Key information there, but more breaking news coming in. We're bringing you more news on Umar Mohammed and the last few minutes before the blast took place. What we're getting to know, according to sources, is that the explosive was kept in the back seat of the I-20 car. It is suspected that Umar Mohammed went to the Red Fort parking lot because originally he planned to detonate the explosive there. But since it was Monday, fortunately the Red Fort was closed, so there was no gathering of people there, there was no crowd there. That is why he left the parking lot. According to sources, he was in a state of panic, due to which the entire explosives, remember, were seized on the same day, and there was a state of panic that he got into because his companions were caught. He feared arrest, and in this state of panic, viewers, we believe the explosion was carried out inside the car. You see the visuals there on your screens. The moment of the explosion, it seems he panicked, because of which he triggered that explosive, and that was the result. A shocking terror attack that ensued, that was witnessed on 10/11 here in the capital. Akhil now joins me live. Akhil, a lot of information to unpack there. We believe that Mohammed Umar did panic, but the initial plan was, the original plan, after he got to know about his companions being caught, after he got to know about the recovery of the explosives, the target was the Red Fort.
Absolutely, Vedika. If you see, that is the missing link in the entire investigation. Because if you see, if Umar would have been alive, then the case would have been different. Because right now, what we have seen, that the Muzammil has been arrested by the investigative agencies, and later on, what we have seen that if you see in this very case, apart from Muzammil, Dr. Shaheen was also nabbed by the police team. And during the digital investigation, while scanning through the digital devices carried by Muzammil, there are several evidences that has come out with the Faridabad crime branch police team, and they have also recovered some of the photos from Muzammil's devices as well. So right now, on those part, the Delhi Police Special Cell team, the Faridabad Police crime branch team, Jammu and Kashmir police team basically is basically zeroed down the details of that modus operandi, that how Muzammil was basically working in close tandem with Dr. Shaheen and Dr. Umar. So those questions going to be asked by the NIA senior authorities, because if you see in this case, the NIA has already began interrogation in this case with several accused. If you see earlier, what we have seen that when there were 5 persons who were initially arrested by the Jammu and Kashmir police team, which include Arif, Yasir, Maqsood, Irfan, Zamir. So these are the key individuals of this Jash terror module. So NIA is going to question each one of them regarding their specific role, that what role did they play in that entire Jash doctor module, in which what we have seen that so far 15 formal arrests have been made and 3 more persons have been detained, with whom right now the questioning has been going on. And if you see, apart from that, one more critical link has come forward regarding Dr. Parvez. So what was the Dr. Parvez's crucial role that is going to be very specific in that direction for the NIA to investigate? And what we have also seen that there are 4 lab technicians from Al-Falah University that has also been detained by the Faridabad Crime Branch police team. So they are going to give some detail nuanced elements regarding the involvement of Muzammil, Dr. Shaheen and Dr. Umar as well. What was their communication? What was the last communication that took place, and through which what we have got to learn that the NIA will come to a conclusive point that how this entire nefarious plot was designed with the help of Jaish-e-Mohammed module.
Those are a lot of revelations. We'll keep a track on that. Akhil, Aditya, Anushka on the ball, on the story, bringing us all the news after verifying these facts. Chilling revelations here. The man on your screen, Mohammed Umar, who was behind the wheel in that I-20 car, did panic. The initial target was the Red Fort. Fortunately, viewers, it was closed on Monday. He did panic after that, and then the explosive was triggered. There, you can see that on the top of your screens. That's where it took place at 6:50 p.m. on Monday. We're going to slip into a short break. News and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned to Breaking Ground.